Hello, our Myositis family, and welcome to another fun edition with your Three Myositis Musketeers. I'm Jessica, joined by Benita and Jason. And today we have an exciting guest in the house. We are talking with our wonderful sponsor from Priovant and Dermatomyositis.com. And they're here today to do an interview with us for the upcoming moonwalk, guys. We are so close. So close. We're getting really, really excited. I'm getting super excited, starting packing, getting ready. But anyway, let us join right in. And Benita, you want to start us off with our first question, please?
Sure. Well, first of all, do you want to introduce yourself and tell
Sure.
us what your role is at Priovant?
Yes. Hey, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Anup. I am part of the Priovant Therapeutics team, and I am a member of the commercial team, which is an exciting time to be part of the company over the next couple years.
Exactly. A lot of exciting things coming from Priovant. You'll have to hear more about that on Saturday. But while we have you here, tell me what inspired your team to join us for this year's Moonwalk?
Sure. Yeah. So just for those who may not know us, so Priovant is a small biotech company focused on improving the lives of people living with rare and severe autoimmune diseases. But that's a big field. And among that, our North Star is dermatomyositis, which is why we're very excited to be part of the Moonwalk once again. And for me personally, this is going to be my first time there, so I'm very excited. And then, looking forward to this year, it's a very exciting and hopeful time for DM with a potential breakthrough on the horizon in how we treat this disease. Um, so, as many of you may know, we at Priovant just completed the first ever positive phase 3 registrational trial for a targeted therapy in dermatomyositis. The medication we studied is called brepocitinib, which is an investigational once daily oral pill. And this was the longest and largest clinical trial ever conducted in DM. And the study was positive across all 10 endpoints, which means improvements were seen not just in one area, but in overall disease activity, muscle symptoms, skin symptoms, quality of life, and steroid reduction. And furthermore, the FDA accepted this new drug application for brepocitinib in DM and granted it priority review status, which is typically reserved for therapies that the FDA believes may represent a significant improvement over the current standard of care for specific conditions. While the drug is not yet approved by the FDA, we're expecting a decision in late summer. And then additionally, just a few weeks ago, the data from our phase 3 Valor trial was published in the New England Journal of Medicine, which is one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. And so, with dermatomyositis being the North Star, it makes complete sense for us to be part of this. And we'd also really like to thank the MSU community for playing a huge role in helping us enroll and execute this trial as quickly as we did. We're really grateful and very excited to celebrate these milestones with all of you this year.
I know I'm personally excited because my doctor's already talking about this. And she's going to be there. So I've told her to talk to you all in person. So very exciting news.
Yes.
Jessica.
I was just gonna say congratulations because that's amazing, and I think all three of us can really say it's kind of been cool. We've been with you guys on this journey
Mhm.
from day one, from recruitment to now, and that is just absolutely exciting. And I can't wait to hear more details and stuff at the Moonwalk on Saturday. I'm really really excited. So. My question then kind of rolls into how does supporting MSU align with Priovant's values?
So this is a great question, Jessica. And honestly, it's really at the heart of what we do. So at Priovant, our mission is to improve the lives of patients with severe rare autoimmune diseases, particularly dermatomyositis. And part of that story is, as I described, the science, which is the clinical trials, the research, and the data. And we're really proud of what we've accomplished there. But the other major part of this story, which is even more important, is the human experience and what it's really like to live with this disease. Um, DM, as you know, can be incredibly difficult for so many reasons. You get a diagnosis potentially after seeing many doctors, many months, in some cases, years. Um, and when you hear the word, you're like, what is this? I've never heard of this before. How do I even say it? And then suddenly you're navigating a world with very few resources. And we wanted to help change that. And that's why we created dermatomyositis.com. Which we view as a resource where patients can go to get questions answered in a unique manner. So they'll be able to hear stories from other patients who it's likely you maybe have never run into another patient in your neighborhood or your district because this is such a rare disease. And so being able to hear those stories from others who are going through the same things that you've gone through or are going through is really powerful, as well as hearing from medical experts from all across the country who can speak more about the particulars of this rare disease, which often, many doctors are not familiar with. And really being able to share these lived experiences, share this advice from these medical experts and feedback is important so people know there are others out there who are have the same experiences and care deeply about improving the lives of those with this condition. And that's really what MSU really embodies is being able to bring this community together in person and enabling this connection, which we're really excited to be a part of and improving this full human experience for people living with dermatomyositis and really other rare and severe disease.
And can I just say that I loved every second of the dermatomyositis.com. And it was such a game changer, I think, for us and our community
Mm.
to really get to see these in-person testimonials and to really understand not only, like you said, the perspective of other patients, but of caregivers, of doctors. It's really one of the most well-rounded um, examples of what this disease is like, and it's really, really inspirational and motivational. And we are, as a community, so grateful for it.
Thank you.
Jason?
And one thing to add also is like when we were looking to kind of build something like this, we looked at what's out there, and right now, a lot of what's available are certainly great resources to be able to read about information and to learn it. But there wasn't quite a way for people to share their story or being able to hear others' stories in a really heartfelt manner and being able to actually share this not just with other patients, but also, a way where people can share this story with people in their community and people who may, not be able to see what, dermatomyositis often is called an invisible illness and being able to hear what they're really going through, even if it may not always manifest, visually.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
mentioned the patient connect. That part's been important to me too, because I've had contact from several people after my video and just helping them through the initial diagnosis is is helpful to me in itself because I can see how far I've come in my journey. And I look back now and I thought, I wish there had been something like this for me. And so it helps me to help others, if that makes sense. And so I'm very grateful to you all for setting that up. It's been really important to the community.
Yeah, and very grateful for you and the others for providing your time and advice to help those who are just starting on this journey.
Exactly. I 100% agree. I mean, it's just, I think, yes, we have Facebook and Zoom and Clubhouse groups, but actually sitting down and listening to the testimonials of patients, knowing what they go through and they struggle through on a daily basis, it gives others hope knowing that you can have your dark days, but you've got there's hope out there. Knowing that you're not alone is I think one of the greatest things as a community we need to know. So no, having that is amazing. I love it. But I do got a question. So out of all of the space themes events out there, and there are probably a lot coming with May the 4th coming, what made you guys as a company decide to join us as the Musketeers in doing this?
So, Jason, I'm not going to lie, we were originally as a team invited to orbit with the Artemis crew up around the moon. And so that was it was a close call. But I think we, looked at sort of the groups, the shared mission, and it became a no-brainer for us to align ourselves with a group like yourself where we're all putting in this level of dedication and commitment to enabling those with these rare, severe autoimmune diseases to be able to better manage them and like you said, have hope. And so that just wasn't something the Artemis team could offer. And so that's really why we are very excited to be, part of the moonwalk and why we chose to work with you guys.
I will have to say I'm glad to hear that we're one step better than actual astronauts who've been up there. You know what? It makes us three Myositis Musketeers extremely happy to hear that. And we do appreciate it.
He might have to stay tuned to next Friday morning what's going on with the Musketeers. It's a secret, but
Oh yes.
we'll tell you about it, when we see you later on that Friday.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, I guess it's my turn, isn't it?
It is your turn, Benita.
I'm sitting here thinking ahead to next week already. Well, we're all about the moonwalk, but is your team have any lunar themed training you're participating in, or any potential costumes to join the fun, or is it top secret and we can't find out just yet? We've had a little bit of both. We've had some people come on and go ahead and tell us stuff, and then some they're like, "Oh no, it's top secret." So what about you guys?
So, as a remote company, it's made it hard to do some of like the zero gravity simulations and things like that. People don't quite have the setups in their homes. But we have certainly been, coming up with a number of different options, and we're going to have, a decent sized crew who are going to be there. So I won't share the specifics, but there's been a couple contenders that we're kind of finalizing. But we're very excited in the direction that it's going. So we're pretty confident it will be a pretty good costume set that everyone enjoys. But we'll keep that as a secret for now.
Oh,
Well, I
I'm
have to say, I have had confirmation last night that our Star Wars friends are going to be back officially with us. And so it's going to be an exciting day. For those of you that don't know, you can come dressed up, have some fun. This is all about finding some joy despite this dark disease. So we're so glad that you all have a plan as well.
We do. So you'll see it in yeah, a little more than a week.
Yay. Well, I will also say that this kind of leads into my next question, but with that, I'm hoping that my scooter design will help maybe tie in a little bit, because that's some top secret that the other Musketeers don't know about. But I'm totally going to kick their butt this year. And scooter design, I am diligently working on it. I did go to Michael's. Lots of crafting is happening. You should be warned.
I guess I better get on the ball.
But the next thing that my question was, and I'm gonna put this up here just so, see if we can see it. Can we see it? Come on.
Don't move. Don't move. Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
So I was holding up my Priovant bag there. But which of the three Myositis Musketeers do you think is going to log the most miles?
Well, I would say we're quite unbiased, but completely unrelated to what was just shown on the screen. I would say we're heavily in favor of Jessica, and it's nothing personal to Benita and Jason, but Jessica just has that quiet determination, and now also learning about some of the crafting that's going to be going into the scooter. I mean, I haven't heard from the others about what they're thinking there. So based on the info I know right now, I'd say Jessica.
See, there you go.
Well,
That's what I wanted to hear.
Jason, we gotta plan behind the scenes or something now.
Sabotage.
You
Sabotage.
Sab,
Sabotage is in the works.
you should be scared. All right, Jason.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Okay, so this one, when we've talked to others about this has been an interesting question to ask because just making everybody think on what it could be. But if your company could send one item to the moon, what would it be?
So I'm going to be very loose with the definition of item. And I'm going to say hope and resilience. And, that's the spirit of this whole moonwalk community. Benita talks about why she founded the moonwalk to give
Mm-hmm.
those suffering from these conditions a chance to truly live despite the dark side of this disease. Um, and you've really built something that gives people hope and joy in the face of the incredible challenges that come with dermatomyositis and other forms of myositis. And that's a theme we also hear from the dermatomyositis community in all the dermatomyositis.com interviews or conversations that I've been a part of. It's really around maintaining hope, strength, resilience on this challenging journey. And it's much easier to be able to do that when you have others around you who can pick you up and provide you strength during these tough times. And so we'd love to be able to spread that feeling as far as the moon and everywhere around the world. So I would say hopefully there eventually will be people up there who will be able to take advantage of that. But yes, I would say hope and resilience is what we'd send.
I absolutely love that. I love that. Well, as we get ready to wrap it up, one of the big things about this event is a call to action, not only for research and awareness, but also we do some fundraising, as Jessica mentioned, with the Shuttle Scuttle, to raise money for myositis support and understanding in the patient community and our financial assistance program and stuff. Have your employees, are they involved any in trying to promote Jessica's fundraising team? Or is that top secret as well? Is there anything else you can tell us as we wrap this up about what your team is planning for this trip, or what you're hoping for even?
Well, I think I would say this is the probably largest number of people from our team that will be, coming to the moonwalk this year. So we're really excited about, that and having a large enough group to have a full sort of crew in our costume, so to speak. I would say it's certainly something that has, been spread amongst the company, and people are very well aware of it. But I think, what's particularly exciting this year is being able to, at the beginning of what I mentioned, the potential for some, significant improvements in the way we treat this condition coming up, and we're, very grateful to be a part of that, and very grateful to have MSU have been a part of that, and then also being able to, continue strengthening the connections we have within the community. I think we've really learned so much from not just the scientific side, but also the patient side, the empathy, being able to truly understand what those suffering from this condition go through, and being able to speak to members of MSU and attendees is just so inspiring. The journeys of resilience and hope, and it's it gets us really fired up and excited to, continue pushing forward on our mission to ultimately provide better therapies for those suffering from these severe rare diseases, which rare doesn't mean it's any less difficult to manage. And in fact, I think, as I mentioned, with dermatomyositis being this invisible illness, it's all the more important for us to commit to providing better care for folks. So we're really excited to continue to be a part of this community. And I think the message would be making sure those who are suffering from this don't feel alone, and we hope we'll be able to provide that both at the moonwalk, but also beyond.
Well, speaking of the crew that you're bringing, how many are you bringing? Just to show everybody how much y'all have grown. I think you had what, two the first year, maybe?
I
And
think
how
so.
much are
Yeah.
you
I mean,
bringing?
I think I think are bringing 6 or 7 people. So yeah, I think compared to the first year, it's yeah, about 3 times as many. And a number of first timers, myself, I would say half of us, it's our first time there.
Oh, I love
So
it.
we're very excited to be part of it. And in fact, for my first time in Huntsville and being able to visit the Space Center. It'll be a really great experience.
Oh, you're going to love it. So as soon as you're through at the end of lunch, you need to go out and explore because there's so much to see. So we're so looking forward to having you all with us.
Yeah,
Jessica, was there
likewise. Thank
anything?
you for having us.
Yeah, well, and thank you for all that you guys are doing. And again, I think it's such a rare and unique opportunity to have gotten to be with you guys literally from the beginning
Mm,
through now and into the future. And it truly is meaningful. And I'm really glad that you guys get to come and get to do that. And we get to meet you in person because obviously we've gotten to get to know you really well through all of this. And so it's just kind of an exciting time. And it feels more like, I think, especially in a day and age when there's a lot of that controversy of like, a pharmaceutical company versus, the population or things like that. This is so nice when you guys are a company, you're an entity, you're human beings, you have a heart, you care, and you genuinely really want our community to thrive.
they're a
And
part of our community,
they
part
are,
of
Mhm.
our
are
family.
part of our
Yeah.
community. We won't let you not be. Uh, for the type that, well, once we get our claws in, that's it. But I think that that's so unique and so special in today's world, to have this kind of relationship, to have this kind of community is so rare, on top of it. So again, we just can't thank you enough for everything that Priovant and Dermatomyositis.com do for our community and will continue to do for our community into the future. And we really look forward to seeing you at the Rocket Center.
Yes.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah, very exciting. And I know this is sort of the final stretch. So thank you guys for everything you're doing to put on this event. It's no small feat. And just wanted to say, yeah, you have one more week and then and we'll be there. So we're really excited. And yeah, thank you again for including us and for hosting such a great event.
Thank you.
Thank you.